All right, what is going on? It's Nate. We got another Truck Talks episode. Again, I'm holding it this time because I think it just works better and the audio seems to be better. So this episode, I'm going to be talking about, this is kind of going to, if you don't know much about frequencies, if you don't know much about the way the mind works, the way those type of things work, this will probably kind of bend your mind a little bit. You'll probably think I've lost my mind, but I'm just gonna kind of tell you the facts. So if you want to change, you have to become somebody new, right? You have to become a new person. You can't change your old self to become someone new. You have to create a whole new version of yourself and basically grow into that. And so I just kind of wanted to touch on what I've been going through. So when the last week or two, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was sick or allergies or I have no idea, but it was, it threw me off, right? Because I wasn't in my normal mood. I wasn't in my normal state. I wasn't able to really think the same. You know how you are when you're sick. And so I just wasn't feeling it, right? And so I got kind of into a rut. Once I started feeling better, I was kind of stuck, kind of like blah, right? Just kind of whatever. I was kind of just going through the motions, and I was kind of thinking, I was like, okay, well, what can I do, right? What's my next move? What can I do to improve my group? What can I do to improve my TikToks? Whatever it is. And if you are if you're trying to change and say for me, right? My current situation, I'm like, all right, what can I do to improve my group? Well, I don't know. Nate, the present Nate, doesn't know what he can do to improve the group because I've never improved it past what it's at right now, right? I've taken it to where it is. I've never taken it further than that, or it would be further than it is. So when you try to ask your present self or your current self for the answers, you really can't figure it out. And that's why so many people think it takes time, and you have to go by force, and it's hard work, and it's no, because they're just staying as their normal self and trying to solve new problems and figure out the answers, but you don't know the answer to a problem you've never solved, right? So what you have to do is you have to tap into your future self. So now I've practiced it so many times, I can put myself in my state, and I'm working on holding that all day long. I'm getting actually really freaking good at it. But when you hold the state of your current self throughout the whole day, you're constantly thinking like your future self. You're thinking like whatever it is, the millionaire version of you, whatever your goal is. I'm constantly thinking that way, and so you're attracting everything of a like nature due to the law of attraction. So the last week or two, I wasn't focusing on holding the state of my future self, and I was trying to think like my conscious self, like Nate was trying to figure out how I can improve, how can I grow my group, how can I find more clients, how can I get better at trading, right? I'm trying to think of this as Nate, but that doesn't work because Nate doesn't know, right? All of the knowledge is 100% evenly present in all places at all times, but you can't try to use that knowledge through your conscious thinking mind. You have to be a channel for your subconscious mind, for God, for spirit, whatever you call it, to work through you, right? So if you basically have to think of yourself as a channel. So I was talking to my older brother Nick today about this, and so basically what I've done, or what I'm doing to change everything, this is how things move really fast for me, right? Because the way I've changed my life in the last 4 months is more than I changed in the last 4 years before that. So it happens really fast, and the more I do this, the more I can excel in it, and the faster things change. And so I hold that state of the wish fulfilled, and then I ask from that state, and this probably sounds crazy, but trust me, once you figure it out, it works. I ask myself from that state, what do I need to do, right? What can I do to improve? And I get answers. That is when you're allowing the knowledge from, because all the knowledge is present, like I said. And when there's this old guy on a little scooter in the bike lane, that kind of made me laugh, but you basically are receiving downloads. So right now I'm in my present self, I'm talking as Millionaire Nate, right? And I'm getting downloads of what I need to do to improve my group. And every time I do anything of that nature, anything that I know, or that is downloaded from God, or from the ether is what it's called, but I don't really understand that too much yet. But every time I download something like that and then I do it, that's when things change really fast, right? I had the idea. I was like, okay, I'm gonna start a group. It's gonna be a one-on-one. It's gonna be live trading. It's gonna have live alerts. I built this whole entire idea in my mind. I put it into work. I scaled it. I'm not gonna give numbers, but I scaled it bigger. It was as big as pretty much by my best month of detailing, and I've been detailing for 3 years. It was almost equivalent to that. So that's how fast things happen, right? And so another example is I had the idea to make a video, 60 minutes of success. I procrastinated that for months. Once I finally made the video and posted it on YouTube, I started making YouTube videos, which eventually led me to the connections that gave me the idea to start the mentorship, which eventually allowed me to create the mentorship and the whole group. So when you follow these ideas that you receive, when you are living as your future self, that is when you will work in God's speed, because you're not doing it. I'm not doing the work. Some guy came up to me, right? I was in my present, my future self, right? I was Millionaire Nate. I was working. He came up to me and he was like, hey, and this was like a month or two ago. He's like, hey, you know, do you have a card? How much do you charge for detailing? And I was like, I just said it. It wasn't even me, but like, I was just like, oh, I'm actually moving away. I'm not taking any new clients, which I had no move-in date. I had no idea when I was moving, and I had never decided that I was not taking new clients. And there was nothing wrong with him. He had a nice car. Like, it's not like I was just, you know, being rude or something. And that same week, I got my move-in date, and it is about 3 or 4 months sooner than I had anticipated. Like, that's the best way I can explain it, is it's not me doing the work. These ideas are not mine. I'm not originating these. This is God. This is me acting as a channel, and God is working through me so that I can create the reality that I have shown him that I want, right? So basically, this is how it works. I've figured out exactly what I want, who I want to be. I have spent a ton of time thinking about that life, feeling that life, you know, meditating on that life, like acting as if I'm that person, so much so that I can control that and I can activate that feeling when my eyes are open, when I'm, like right now I'm driving and I'm feeling that. Like, you literally have butterflies in your stomach pretty much all day long. Like, I'm feeling that right now with my eyes open. I'm my future self. So it takes a lot of time, because you have to, 1, figure out how to activate those emotions, 2, be able to do it when you're meditating, 3, learn how to do it when you're just living your normal life, 4, hold that throughout the whole day, and 5, it'll actually become your reality. So I'm pretty much there, and most of the things I've desired have become my reality. I'm pretty much, I don't want to say mission complete, because once I accomplish all these things, I want to accomplish more, right? I'm going to show people what is possible. But basically, what you're doing is you figure out these emotions, you get to the point where you can activate them, and now when I activate them, I'm a channel for God to work through me, and he is giving me the ideas, he is giving me the power and the energy to accomplish all these things. But when you try to do it from when Nate tries to do it, when Nate tries to take over, and Nate tries to figure it out on his own, and Nate tries to, you know, figure out how I can improve my group, it doesn't work. And I don't have, you know, you don't have any motivation to do it. You're just kind of like, oh, whatever, like, I'll do it. And then you procrastinate. You live from the wish fulfilled, you activate those emotions, all of a sudden, it's impossible for you not to do it, right? I had been saying I need to finish filming my course video for the breakout strategy. I've been saying I need to go to Verizon, I need to get an iPad, I need to get a new phone. There's like multiple things I said I needed to do that were not hard tasks, but I was just procrastinating them because I was Nate, right? These were all things I needed to do for my business that my millionaire self is building. And so then I was like, you know what, today I'm gonna hold the state of my wish fulfilled all day long. And I did, and I got all those things done, and I was like, you're like eager to do more. I'm like, what can I do next? What can I do next? What can I do next? But that doesn't happen when you're just acting as Nate. That is when, if I'm just trying to do it myself, that is when it takes hard work. That is when it takes years to make growth. That is what happens because I'm doing it by force. But when you hold the desire, when you use your thoughts, feelings, and actions, you activate those emotions and you allow God to work through you, you become a channel for God to work through you, it doesn't take hard work. God takes you straight to the top. It's like there's a windy maze, right? It's like, oh, no. But this is when Nate tries to figure it out. And then when I live from the wish fulfilled, when I activate and I allow God to work I become a channel for God to work through me, all of a sudden you're going straight up the mountain. You're not having to do the zigzags. You're flying straight to the top. And like, I know this is very complex. I know it probably sounds like I've lost my mind. I know that it's not something you can watch this video and immediately just understand and grasp and put into action. I know that it takes time. I've been working on this for months with directing, figuring out all this stuff and the way the mind works. But I'm just telling you guys, if you can tell my energy in this video, watch my last video. I did not have this kind of energy. Watch this video. I'm like, I can barely talk. I'm about to pass out. I'm talking so fast. I'm losing, I'm getting lightheaded. Because when you have a desire, And when you're acting as a channel for God to work through you, you are allowing the energy, you are allowing God to flow through you, which gives you all the energy you need to achieve anything you want to achieve. That's the best I could say it. But that's basically what it comes down to. And that's what I figured out, is when I live from the wish fulfilled, that's when I got the idea for the YouTube video. That's when I got the idea to start the channel. That's when I got the idea to start the group. That's where I got the idea to start trading. That's when I got the idea to even move in the first place. That's when my best friend from high school texted me and told me he has a place available. All of this happens when I'm living from that state. But when I live as Nate, and Nate tries to figure it out, things go so slow, and it's like, why is nothing happening? Why is my life moving slow? Why is it like the old life? Because I'm not living from the future self. So if you guys have any questions on this, please like reach out to me, comment or whatever. Like, I know it's very complex, but this is life-changing stuff. Your emotions, your thoughts, feelings, and actions are the most important thing. I mean, that's what determines your entire life. So if you want to change your life, if you want to become anybody you want, if you want to achieve anything you want, I can show you how to do it. I can. And I can teach you how to trade while we're at it. So if you're interested in that, you want to join my group, you want to be mentored one-on-one, you want to spend hours going over all this stuff with me, feel free to reach out. But if not, make sure to subscribe and follow along for my journey. I'm moving in 35 days. It's going to be crazy. This month, I have a really crazy feeling about this month. I'm going to make a ridiculous amount of money this month. And I'm going to show you guys what's possible. So hope you guys enjoyed this truck talk video. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm still trying to figure out what kind of YouTube videos I even want to make. It's a little bit tricky because I'm like, I don't know. I want it to be entertaining, but I also want it to be valuable. And so I'm just like, I don't know. Sorry, I don't know what this car is doing. It's like, I don't really know what to make. I feel like the truck talks are entertaining because it's not me just sitting in my room. Like, at least I'm driving and there's something going on. But if you guys like more trading videos, or if you like me sitting down and talking because I can be a little more focused, or you know, any other ideas, I want to do more day in the lives when possible and stuff. So, you know, anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys got something from this, and I hope you guys really kind of consider how this stuff works as this car backs up without looking. Yeah, I almost just hit you. What are you doing? Sorry. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow.